A deep space mining station floated quietly near the edge of the Trask Nebula. The crew on board had no idea they were being watched. It was just another normal day. Lights blinked. Machines hummed. Miners joked as they drilled into ancient asteroid rock. No one saw the black shape hiding behind the stars. Soren, the station's young radar tech, noticed something strange first. On his screen, a shadow moved against space. It was too large for a ship, too quiet. He thought it was a glitch. Must be dust, he said to himself. But the shape didn't disappear. It only got closer. Slowly, like it was floating, waiting. He called the captain. "Sir, I think there's something big, behind asteroid K9. The captain, an older man named Harlan, glanced at the screen. Nothing looked wrong. Just dark space, but Harlan had served in old wars. He knew fear when he saw it, and right now he saw it in Soren's eyes. They sent a probe toward the shadow. The probe went silent. Then one of the station's outer drones sent back a picture. It showed something black, so black it looked like a hole in the universe. No reflections, no lights, just a shape like a long, sharp claw. "Is that a ship?" one crew member whispered. But the silence was worse than any answer. The captain ordered all data to be sent to Earth. "I don't care what it is. If it's watching us, we need backup. Now." They didn't know it was already too late. That night, the lights on the outer deck flickered. One of the mining tunnels collapsed without warning. A worker screamed into the radio, "Something's in here with us." Then silence. The station locked down. Guns were ready. Everyone waited, but nothing came. No monster, no enemy, just silence and fear. The captain reviewed the last transmission from the collapsed tunnel. The voice of the miner was shaky. "I see something. It's not a ship. It's looking at me. It's inside my head." Then static. A few hours later, the entire east section of the station went dark. Cameras showed no movement, just shadows. The power system failed next. But then, the strangest thing happened. The black shape moved away. Slowly, without sound. No engines, no signs of life. Just gone. Like it had studied enough. Earth Command received the emergency data. Top scientists and generals met in secret. They didn't know what they were looking at. One said it was a stealth ship. Another said it was a new alien species. But the oldest general in the room said just one word: run. Why? Because he had seen something like it before. Long ago, in a forgotten battle. And back then, it didn't just watch. It destroyed. News never reached the public. The station was marked as lost due to accident. Families never got answers, only silence. But rumors began. A few miners who escaped talked about the black ship, about how it didn't make sound, how it didn't fire weapons. It just made you feel cold, like your soul was being watched. People on Earth started remembering old myths, stories about a ship that floated between galaxies, one that came before great disasters, before planets went dark. Most didn't believe the stories, but some did, and those few began preparing. Meanwhile, far from Earth, a lonely satellite picked up a weak signal, a whisper in the void, just 5 words. "It has seen you now." And somewhere, in the dark space beyond the stars, the black ship turned, slowly, silently, heading toward its next target. Earth. Earth's skies were clear. Cities moved with their usual noise and rhythm. People worked, played, and slept, not knowing that something old and silent was watching. In a hidden room deep under Geneva, a small group of officials sat around a dark table. A large screen showed the last image from the lost mining station. That strange black shape still haunted them. One scientist, Dr. Ilara Voss, looked pale. "It's not just a ship," she whispered. "It's something else. It doesn't reflect light. It bends it. It hides inside space itself." General Riker leaned forward. His voice was cold. "This is not new to me. We saw something like this in the Andromeda breach. 40 years ago. Entire fleet gone. No wreckage. No signals. Just silence." "But that was just a rumor," said a young officer. Riker shook his head. "We buried it. We erased all records. But it's back." At the same time, far out near the edges of the solar system, Earth's listening posts started hearing something. A strange signal. It didn't sound like words. It felt like a whisper, something crawling through the data streams. A cold feeling touched every tech who heard it. One message came through, hidden in the noise. "Do not wake what sleeps." Panic rose in the secret rooms of Earth's defense networks. They activated old plans, hidden since the last great alien war. Ancient codes lit up old satellites. Silent weapons in orbit turned to face the stars. Earth had always been ready for invasion. But this wasn't war. This felt like a warning. Meanwhile, a young astronomer named Leo Torres picked up strange movements near the asteroid belt. Something was weaving through space without burning fuel. Too smooth, too perfect. He called the defense line, but they laughed. Just a rock. But that night, Leo received an anonymous message on his personal system. No sender, just a file. He clicked it. The screen went black. Then an image appeared. The black ship. Closer now. Clearer. And beneath the image, a voice that was not human whispered, "The Watcher has chosen Earth." Leo's heart pounded. He tried to copy the file, but it deleted itself. All traces gone. Elsewhere, in deep space, a passing alien cargo vessel named Varentia encountered something unusual. A cold zone. All systems failed. Lights flickered. The crew panicked. Outside, a black shape floated next to them. No movement, no weapons, just presence. The captain tried to communicate. No answer. One of the crew, a young alien girl named Ely, stared out the window. Her eyes widened. "It's not here to kill," she said. "It's here to choose." Then the power returned. The black ship was gone. The Varentia reported the event to the Galactic Council, but the Council refused to speak of it. They knew that ship. They called it the Old One, something from before the records, a myth, a curse. And now, it was heading toward Earth. Back on Earth, strange things started happening. People had dreams, the same dream. A ship, a voice, a choice. Children drew black shapes with red skies. Pilots saw shadows in the clouds. Psychics screamed without reason. Animals ran from the sea. And above it all, the stars flickered, as if something was coming. General Riker met Dr. Ilara again. "We need to warn the world." She shook her head. "No, we need to prepare. Because this time, it's not coming to destroy us. It's coming to test us." Riker looked confused. "Test us?" Ilara nodded. "Yes, and if we fail, the stars will forget we ever existed." Far out in the cold dark of space, the black ship watched. Silent. Waiting. The trial had not started yet. But it would. And Earth had no idea what it would face. The night skies over Earth began to change. Stars that had never moved before now flickered and danced in strange patterns. Satellites shut down for no reason. Old space telescopes stopped sending data. And in many places, people felt something strange in their bones, like the world itself was holding its breath. But no one knew why. In the dark halls of Earth's Defense Command, General Riker stood before a large screen. The image was clear now. The black ship had entered the solar system. It wasn't flying fast. It didn't send messages. It simply arrived. It passed Pluto without a sound. It drifted near Mars like a shadow. No engines, no heat, just perfect silence. "It's not attacking," one officer said. "It doesn't need to," Dr. Ilara answered. "It's already begun." Riker looked at her. "Begun what?" "The trial," she whispered. At that same moment, across Earth, strange events started. In Tokyo, a man froze in place, staring at the sky. He saw the stars form a symbol, the same one carved into a stone tablet found on the moon 50 years ago. He screamed and passed out. In Kenya, an ancient tree that hadn't bloomed in hundreds of years suddenly lit up with bright red flowers. Scientists rushed to study it. The flowers whispered when touched. No one knew how. In the oceans, whales sang a new song. The notes matched a pattern, the same one heard in the mysterious signal from space. And in the deep Arctic, buried machines, left from Earth's last secret war, powered up on their own. No one had touched them in decades. The black ship was not attacking Earth. It was waking Earth. Leo Torres, the young astronomer, stood outside his home, looking at the stars. The air felt heavy. His computer turned on by itself. A voice, cold and smooth, spoke from the screen. "Do you accept the trial?" Leo didn't understand. He typed back, "Who are you?" No answer, just the same question. "Do you accept the trial?" Leo pressed yes. Suddenly, his eyes saw things that weren't there before. A glowing line stretching from Earth into the stars. At the end of it was the black ship. Leo collapsed. When he woke up, he remembered something strange. Not a dream, but a memory. A time long ago when humans had built ships that could move between stars. A time erased from history. A war forgotten by design. He remembered Earth was not always a child among the stars. Earth was once a weapon. Back in space, the black ship split into 3 smaller pieces. Each one flew to a different part of Earth: the Arctic, the Sahara Desert, and the Mariana Trench. Where they landed, the ground shook. Machines rose. Structures older than humans climbed out of the dirt. And in each place, a single message appeared on every device, every phone, every screen. The trial has begun. People panicked. Governments tried to hide the truth, but it was too late. The world knew something had changed, and not all were afraid. Some felt hope. Old veterans spoke of strange missions from long ago, missions they were told to forget. Hidden groups came forward, people who had trained for this moment. Scientists, soldiers, dreamers. They called themselves the Remnants. They believed the black ship was not an enemy. It was a judge, and Earth had one chance to prove itself. Dr. Ilara met with the Remnants. She spoke to their leader, a quiet man named Arden Cross. He had a scar over one eye and moved like a man used to danger. "We always knew it would return," he said. "The ancient code was clear. If the black ship comes, Earth must awaken." Riker joined them. "Awaken what?" Arden looked up. "Our past," he said, "and our true nature." That night, the skies turned red for 6 minutes. Every star vanished, and in that darkness, a voice echoed in the minds of all humans, young and old. "Prove your worth, or be forgotten." Then the stars returned, and Earth knew this was only the beginning. The world didn't sleep after the voice. Everyone had heard it, inside their heads, in their dreams, in the silence between words. Prove your worth, or be forgotten. No one knew who said it, but everyone felt the same fear. What did it mean? In a hidden lab beneath old mountains in Iceland, a small group of people stood around something huge. It looked like a machine, but older than anything on Earth. Its metal was black, smooth, and warm like skin. No one had built it. It had been there, waiting. Dr. Ilara arrived by helicopter. Riker came with her. Arden Cross, the leader of the Remnants, stood waiting near the strange machine. "This is one of them," Arden said. "A forgotten engine." Riker stared at it. "What does it do?" "It remembers," Arden answered. "It remembers what Earth used to be." Ilara placed her hand on the machine. It hummed like a heartbeat. The floor shook. Lights turned on by themselves. And slowly, the machine woke up. A glowing blue line moved up its side, then across its surface. The room filled with low sounds, like voices speaking from deep underground. A symbol appeared, the same symbol people had seen in the sky. Then the machine spoke. Core Engine 9 online. Planet weapon. Earth. Preparing for trial defense. Riker stepped back. Planet weapon. What does that mean? Ilara's face was pale. It means Earth isn't just a world. It's a weapon. And the black ship came to test if we still remember how to use it. All over the world, more machines woke up. In the Sahara, an old buried tower rose from the sand. It had no doors, but it started to glow. In the Mariana Trench, a light deep underwater pulsed like a heartbeat. These were the forgotten engines, parts of Earth that had once been used to fight something. And now they were ready again. But not everyone wanted them awakened. In orbit, 3 ships appeared, black, silent, and cold. They didn't belong to Earth. They had no flag. But they moved fast, with purpose, and they fired without warning. One of the towers in the Sahara was destroyed. A blue flame swallowed it. The people watching were turned to ash. Earth's defense systems didn't react. They didn't have time. But the forgotten engines did. The machine in Iceland let out a long, deep hum. The mountain shook, and from inside the ground, huge black rods of metal shot into the sky. They moved without fire. They bent gravity, and in seconds, they pierced one of the alien ships like a needle through paper. It exploded in total silence. The other 2 ships fled. Back at the Iceland lab, the machine's glow dimmed again. Ilara turned to Arden. We need to wake the others. All of them. Arden nodded, but not everyone will like what they find. In old government bunkers, long sealed files were opened. Videos from wars no one remembered. Pictures of Earth fighting not other humans, but beings from beyond the stars. Some had tentacles, some had claws, some were just light and sound. Earth had beaten them all. Then, for some reason, humanity had chosen to forget. But the machines hadn't. In Brazil, a team found a black wall hidden beneath a forest. It opened when touched. Inside was a room with floating orbs, glowing symbols, and a chair that looked like it was built for a human, but not from Earth. In China, another group entered a cave that wasn't a cave. It was a chamber with spinning rings and humming crystals. It whispered names no one had heard in thousands of years. One name kept repeating. The Ashen. Dr. Ilara heard it in every place they visited. The Ashen. Riker asked. Erase. Arden's face darkened. Worse. The reason we built the weapons. The black ship is their warning. If it fully opens, they're coming. Ilara looked up at the sky. Then we don't have time. That night, the skies above Earth glowed again. A ring of red light formed around the moon. The black ship had opened its lower decks. And from inside, something was watching, waiting, testing. The trial had entered its next stage. Earth had remembered its machines. But would it remember how to win? The black ship did not move, but the fear it created spread fast. Everyone could feel it, like a weight on the chest, like someone watching you from the dark. Satellites caught strange changes in Earth's gravity. Animals ran from the oceans. Birds flew away from cities. Storms formed where skies had been clear. The Earth was reacting. Inside the hidden command bunker under Greenland, Dr. Ilara, Riker, and Arden stared at the hologram of the black ship. It was now larger, open. Something had been released, but no one could see what. There's no life signs, Riker said. No heat, Ilara added. No movement. It's just there. But the engines are active, Arden said. That means something is here. They didn't have to wait long to find out. In a small town in northern Canada, people started to vanish. No sound, no fight, just gone. Their homes untouched. Their food still warm. One by one, a team was sent. They didn't come back. Another team followed, wearing suits, sensors, and scanners. They found the town empty. Not damaged, silent, as if no one had ever lived there. Then one soldier saw something move. He turned. Nothing. He raised his weapon. Still nothing. Then, a scream. The sound didn't come from one direction. It came from inside every soldier's helmet, deep in their minds. A loud scream that made them fall. And then, silence. The few who escaped spoke of a shape, a shadow. It had no face, no body, just hunger. And it didn't walk or fly. It slid through space like smoke. It was the first of many. The Ashen had returned, not as armies, but as whispers, as things the eye couldn't follow, and the mind couldn't hold. They took people, one by one, leaving nothing, not even bones. Earth had fought monsters before, but never like this. At a research base in New Zealand, a forgotten engine activated by itself. It created a pulse, a bubble of light. Inside that bubble, the Ashen could not enter. The team inside survived. Outside, their shadows burned away. Ilara realized what the engines were really for. They don't just fire weapons, she said. They protect minds. They hold back the Ashen's touch. Arden nodded. So we need to bring them all online. Fast. But the engines were old, sleeping, and not all of them were safe. In the Pacific, a naval fleet went to wake one that lay under the sea. It opened its eye, a glowing sphere deep in the ocean. The ship near it vanished, just turned to dust. The engine had forgotten humans. It saw them as intruders. Earth had to earn its machines back. Meanwhile, more people vanished. Cities built light walls. Some worked, some didn't. Ilara asked the machines a question. How do we fight the Ashen? The answer came not in words, but in a vision. The past. Long ago, the Ashen came in waves. They didn't destroy planets. They erased them. They made stars die, time crack, memory vanish. Earth had built weapons, not of metal, but of thought, of emotion, of will. The only thing the Ashen feared was human belief, hope, rage, sacrifice. They couldn't feed on that. They couldn't copy it, and they couldn't kill it. That's why the black ship came first. It was a test. It wanted to see. Did humans still believe in something, or had they forgotten? Now it knew. The world was waking up. In Africa, tribes called on sky spirits. In Asia, monks entered deep meditation and opened engines hidden inside mountains. In South America, elders told stories of firebirds, and ancient machines responded. Every part of Earth had something hidden, and now it answered. But the Ashen came faster. One touched Riker during a recon mission. He screamed for hours, then stopped. His eyes were white, his voice hollow. Ilara held his face. Come back. His mouth opened, and the Ashen spoke through him. You had your time. You forgot. You slept. Now you will fade. Then Riker collapsed. He wasn't dead, but something inside him had changed. That night, Ilara sat near the Iceland machine. She whispered, "What are we fighting, really?" The machine answered, "Your own fear." The Ashen weren't just shadows. They were everything Earth had pushed away. Pain, anger, guilt. They fed on it, became it. And the only way to stop them was to face it. Earth didn't just need weapons. It needed courage. Real courage. Because the final test was coming. And this time, the black ship would not stay silent. The black ship began to change. Its dark hull opened like a flower made of metal and shadows. From its center, light leaked out, not bright, but cold, like the moon on a dead world. The sky above Earth shimmered. Satellites failed. Space stations went dark. All around the globe, people looked up and felt one thing: dread. Dr. Ilara stood in the command bunker, her face pale. She pointed to the center of the black ship's glow. "It's sending a signal." General Arden frowned. "To who?" Ilara shook her head. "Not to us. To something inside us." And then it began. The trial. It started with nightmares, the kind that felt too real. People saw things they'd forgotten. Pain, failure, guilt, hate. Children cried without reason. Soldiers dropped their guns and screamed. The engines of Earth tried to push the wave back, but the Ashen had found a way inside. One by one, the world began to break. Machines went silent. Cities lost power. People turned on each other. The Ashen didn't destroy with fire. They'd made humans destroy themselves. But not all broke. In a village in Nepal, an old monk sat in stillness while the trial passed through him. Around him, the trees stood firm. No birds flew. No voices whispered. He was silent, but stronger than the Ashen storm. His mind glowed like fire. In New York, a young girl named Alina held her brother's hand as the shadows tried to pull him away. She didn't scream. She sang, a soft song their mother used to sing. The Ashen fled. In the heart of the Amazon, an old engine woke not with violence, but with memory. It showed tribes the truth, that humans had beaten the Ashen once, long ago, not with weapons, but with unity. Dr. Ilara understood now. The trial wasn't just a test of power, it was a test of spirit. The Ashen were trying to prove that Earth was weak, that humans would fail, that they had forgotten what made them special. But Earth was not alone. The ancient machines, the forgotten engines, began to hum louder, not in anger, in harmony. All across the world, their glow grew brighter. They were waiting for one thing, a signal from humanity itself, a choice, to fight, not with fear, but with truth. General Arden looked out at the skies. "What do we do?" Ilara closed her eyes. "We show them we remember." Then she sent the message, not to the black ship, not to the Ashen, to everyone on Earth. It was a short message. We are not perfect, but we are not afraid, not anymore. And across the planet, people began to believe. In themselves, in each other, in the idea that they were more than animals, more than violence, that they were human. And that meant something the Ashen could never understand. Suddenly, the sky shook. The black ship screamed. Not a sound, a wave, a burst of panic. The Ashen felt it. Pain. Earth had not broken. Earth had risen. The engines answered. One by one, they lit up. From mountains to oceans, from deserts to frozen lands, each engine released waves of light. Pure, ancient, human-made light. Not lasers, not bombs, but memory. The story of Earth. The story of survival. And the Ashen screamed. They could not eat that. They could not twist it. They could not stop it. Inside the command bunker, Riker stood again. He was pale, shaking, but alive. "They tried to take me," he whispered, "but I saw it. I saw what they fear." "What?" Ilara asked. He smiled weakly. "Hope." The black ship began to crack. Lines of silver split its surface. From within, shadows spilled, crying, howling. But they didn't reach Earth this time. The engines pushed back. And for the first time in ages, the Ashen stepped back. But it wasn't over. Ilara looked at the growing light in the sky. This was the trial. Arden turned to her. Then what's next? She stared as the core of the black ship glowed brighter than ever before. The judgment. The sky burned white. The black ship, cracked and shaking, rose above Earth like a dying god. From its core, a massive light poured out. Not fire, not death. Something deeper. Judgment. All across the world, people froze. Time seemed to stop. The air grew heavy. Birds fell from the sky. Oceans stood still. Mountains rumbled. It was not war. It was something worse. A voice, cold and endless, entered every human mind. No language, just feeling. The Ashen were watching. They had seen the trial. Now, they would decide Earth's fate. Dr. Ilara fell to her knees. Her nose bled. Her ears rang. But she whispered one word again and again. Stand. In New York, Alina held her brother tight. They didn't hide. They stood in the open, looking up. In the Amazon, the tribes lit old fires and stood beside the glowing engines, singing songs no one had heard in 1,000 years. In every part of Earth, people stopped running. They stood tall. The Ashen saw this. They did not understand it. They had judged 1,000 species before. All had broken. All had begged. But not Earth. Earth remembered. Earth stood. The engines woke fully now. Not weapons, not machines, but guardians. Each engine opened. From within, beings of light rose. Not human, not machine. Something older. Something built from Earth's past, from its deepest pain and brightest hope. They looked at the black ship, and they answered. One by one, the engines fired. Not bullets. Stories. Each beam of light was a memory. The first fire. The first child. The first time someone chose kindness over hate. The first time someone died to save a stranger. Each memory struck the black ship like thunder. The Ashen screamed. Their ship cracked again. It began to fall apart. Not from attack, but from understanding. They had thought Earth was weak. They had thought humans were just another broken race. They were wrong. Earth was fire and sorrow, laughter and loss. It was war and music. It was mothers and monsters. It was everything. The last beam rose from Antarctica. The coldest engine. The oldest. It fired straight into the heart of the black ship. There was no sound. Just silence. Then, light. Blinding. Endless. Like a star exploding, the sky turned white. For one long minute, no one on Earth could see. When the light faded, the black ship was gone. Not broken, not destroyed. Gone. Vanished like smoke in the wind. Dr. Ilara stood up slowly. The engines were silent again. The sky was blue. The birds returned. Earth had passed. The judgment was over. General Arden stood beside her. Is it really gone? She nodded. For now. Riker walked toward them. His steps were weak, but his eyes were bright. They won't try again. Not for a long time. Ilara looked up. We were a warning. Arden asked, to who? She smiled. To everyone. Above Earth, in the cold black of space, something watched. Far beyond stars, beyond the reach of science or prayer, ancient things stirred. They had seen Earth's trial. They had seen the Ashen fall. And now they remembered Earth's name, not with fear, with respect. And maybe, just maybe, with a little fear too. Because humans had done the impossible. They had survived. They had stood. And they had made the deadliest beings in the galaxy run.